Representative Pelosi had made it clear that she would not announce any decision on her seat until after voters had weighed in on Prop 50, and she stayed true to her words. But candidates have already thrown their names into the ring for her seat. KTVU's Jana Katsuyama joins us now more with all the discussion now that's going on with what's next.
There is, and we spoke to two of those people, Claudine, who already have put their names out there. It is a very rare opportunity to have a wide open congressional seat, and especially to follow such a powerful politician. The timing of Pelosi's announcement today now gives potential candidates just over 13 weeks before the filing date opens for the June 2026 primary.
I think it's fair to say Pelosi's the most consequential woman politician likely in American history. She obviously leaves big shoes to fill as a party leader, as somebody who impacted policy.
Nancy Pelosi's announcement has many people looking to the future now, and UC Berkeley politics professor Eric Schickler says there likely will be a big field of candidates eager to try to follow in her footsteps and capture this rare congressional seat opening.
This is certainly part of a generational change in our politics. I think it's also, in a sense, a loss of an individual who, for many decades, really bridged the kind of progressive, moderate divide in the Democratic Party. Pelosi herself is clearly a progressive, but also worked with moderates within the party.
So far, two high-profile figures have already stepped forward. State Senator Scott Wiener, a former San Francisco supervisor, paid tribute to Pelosi and says he wants to step in as a Democrat who can push progressive issues, but also work across the aisle.
I have relationships with every single one of my Republican colleagues, including some of the most fire-breathing MAGA Republicans. I think it's important to have that working relationship with everyone, because even though we have massive disagreements on so many issues, not every issue is partisan. And so housing is an area where I have been able to work with my Republican colleagues and get Republican support. Mental health treatment and addiction treatment.
At his campaign office Thursday, Shoykat Chakrabarti was also busy speaking with voters. He worked on New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's campaign and House staff.
I do think the real battle in Congress right now is not left and right. It's really sort of status quo, people who want to keep this old status quo that's sort of in the pockets of an oligarchy, in the pockets of corporations, versus a new movement of people who aren't taking corporate money and lobbyist money, who are really fighting for an economy that works for everybody.
He, too, like Wiener, says he's running as someone who can work across the aisle and wants to fight for working people on common issues.
I think this is really the chance we have to have a movement that really stands for working people, to completely transform the Democratic Party and to make that sort of an economy a reality.
Are 4 other Democrats and 2 Republicans who have also registered campaigns, but without any significant funds so far. Other names that have been floated are Pelosi's daughter, Christine Pelosi, and San Francisco Supervisor Connie Chan. Chan's office told me today that today is about Pelosi. Chan is not commenting right now on whether she is interested, but certainly there are going to be a lot of people who are doing some deep thinking.
Yeah, it's today, but then there's always tomorrow, and the deep thinking will have to move quickly if they want to start fundraising and make sure they, get everything their names out there. So when is the deadline really that everyone does have to decide?
So it opens on February 9th and then it closes on March 6th. So we are talking about, as I said, 13 weeks before they start. And, once those names start rolling in, then I think there's going to be a lot of focus, not just here, but also nationally.
Midterms are right around the corner and you want momentum. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jana.